Yes, here we create an async function which saves to-dos to file. For that, we just need to write async function save to-dos to file. And here I receive the to-dos that comes from our renderer and save it to a file. And inside, we just write await fs dot write file. Write file gives the path to the give the path to overwrite the existing to do by a new one, this function. And the second argument is JSON.stringify, which convert the JavaScript array into JSON. And the third argument is UTF-8, as I told you before, is because we want to have a readable JSON, no buffer. Then I close this function. Then this part of code I've already explained. Now we'll go to the next part, is inter-process communication. This code here is used for communication between the render process and the main process in Electron. At this line of code, we prevent, you can see here, at this line of code, we prevent the renderer to access the file system. That's why we wrote not integration false. That's why we need inter-process communication, or IPC, to let them communicate. Then to create that communication, first of all, we should import this from Electron. You can see here we import this IPC main. Then to create that communication, we just need to write IPC.handler. Then inside the parentheses, double quote to-dos -load. Then we create an async function. This create an handler for message call to-dos -load. That means when the renderer asks to load to-dos, this function will be run. And inside this function, you can see we return the read to-dos from file. So this function, we created earlier, it will try to read to-do from a file. If it does not exist, it will return an empty array, as I explained to you before. Here, instead of colon, I say to-dos -save is no save, or to-dos -load is no hyphen, is actually colon. I made a small mistake in the video. I say that is to-dos -load instead of colon. So here is double quote to-dos. Between to-dos and load, you should put a colon, no a hyphen, as I said it in the video. Yes. The second IPC main handle is to-do -save. Is for saving the to-dos. Then inside this async function, the underscore event is an event object sent automatically by Electron, but we are not using it here. Then the second argument is the actual data, or the to-dos. Then inside the function, we check if it is an array. If it's not an array, we return false. But if it's an array, then we await save to-dos to file, then pass this to-dos. That means when this handler will be called, this function will be executed. Then this data will be saved as JSON data in a JSON file. Then we return true and close the function. Yeah, I think we finish with this main file. Then next, I'm going to explain the preload. I'm going to explain the preload.js in the next session. Yes,